So as I sat in the hospital with a loved one for many, many hours, I got to wondering, what exactly would my hospital experience have been like in the late 1800s? That's when I thought about an African American woman named Nina E. Littlejohn. It was this African American woman who founded the John Nina Hospital along with her husband, also known as the Nina Littlejohn Hospital. It was founded in 1913. So now let's get into it. So Nina E. Littlejohn was born in 1879 in South Carolina. Her parents were farmers who owned their own land. This, I believe, would play a big part in her entrepreneurial endeavors later on in life. Fast forward from her childhood to her adulthood, she married in 1895 to a man named Worth Littlejohn, hence her last name, Littlejohn. Now, her husband Worth was also an entrepreneur. He was a barbershop owner. Now, though segregation and racism was really, really high back then, it was not unusual for African American barbers to have a load of white clientele. Most of Worth Littlejohn's clientele were white men. Not only that, segregation prevented a black man from getting his hair cut in the same barbershop as white men. So if it was white clientele there, that was how it was going to stay, despite being owned by an African American man. Now, here's the thing. The money that was made from that barbershop, Worth Littlejohn put into his wife's idea. She wanted an African American hospital. So they founded the John Nina Hospital in 1913, putting money back into the black community. The John Nina Littlejohn Hospital was the first licensed medical facility serving only African Americans in the city of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Being a member of the Spartanburg Chamber of Commerce, Nina Littlejohn was able to build bridges politically, while her husband Worth gained financial support from his business contacts. This is how they were able to build a 2-story hospital adjacent to their home. African Americans in the area now had a fully equipped medical facility with the latest medical equipment and operating room, with 2 wards and a maximum capacity of 16 people. Now, remember, her family were farmers. Nina Littlejohn had a full garden in the back, all fresh food to maintain food security and nutrition for her patients. She also furthered her education at Claflin so she could be more business savvy. Claflin College, that is, in Orangeburg, South Carolina. In 1932, the John Nina Hospital became part of the Spartanburg General Hospital, with a special section for African Americans. This was what Nina Littlejohn wanted. The new addition would be called the Spartanburg County Hospital for Coloreds, and Nina Littlejohn was superintendent. And instead of African Americans getting treated in the basement, they now had their own section in the hospital, being treated like human beings, not animals. Nina Littlejohn passed away in 1963 after securing a better future for you and me.